Have you ever wondered what the difference was between anxiety and intuition? That's a question that comes up a lot, and that's the topic of today's video. We can wonder sometimes because we get a hint that something is happening in the world, in ourselves. We're just not sure whether a fear that we have is based on an intuition and something that we should follow, or whether it's just kind of anxious noise and whether we need to ignore it. And so being able to discern between these two is very important, and that's what we're going to cover. So hi, I'm Kaylee Larkin. I'm an attachment practitioner, and I help people to attract a secure relationship where they can really feel like themselves and they can really feel loved. So part of developing that clarity of attracting someone who is like-minded, who you can trust, where there's mutual love and respect, is being able to trust yourself and be able to trust your own intuition. And that's why this is so important, because when we're dating, we are meeting all kinds of people, we're getting to know people, and we don't know who they really are, right? And so you want to be able to trust your intuition. But at the same time, sometimes when people are dating, they're having anxious butterflies, exciting to meet people, it's exciting to date. They're wondering, like, am I having a bad feeling about this person because there's something that I should be concerned about? Or is this simply, my attachment system? Am I just anxious because that's my patterning? So that's where people can get into a little bit of confusion. And one of the things that's super helpful to be able to tell the difference and kind of tease these apart is to be able to check in with the body and really learn from the body. So I work somatically. Somatic means body. Of course, soma is body. So I like to check in with the body and kind of find out what is the body's wisdom around this circumstance. And this is very helpful in today's world because we're really called on right now to use a lot of discernment, and any tools that we have, like body wisdom, become even more important when we're trusting our inner authority and trusting ourselves to determine what the right answer is for us. So when we're checking in with our body, we might be asking, okay, is this like a feeling of panic? Or is this more of a familiar knowing? Is this a feeling of, oh my gosh, like I'm really jittery, or I'm really anxious, or I just can't stop going in loops? That tends to be more anxiety, whereas intuition tends to be like that quiet voice in the back of your head that's telling you this is good, or that quiet voice that's telling you, okay, I need to listen. And so just being able to trust that your own intuition is guiding you correctly is so powerful. Think back to times in the past when you had an intuition around something where you felt like maybe things were going to happen a certain way with somebody, or they weren't, or whatever. And think about, how did you feel in your body back then? So when you first met that person, how did you feel in your body? And then, was your intuition correct? So if you had a feeling, or a gut feeling that maybe something was really good, or maybe it wasn't, maybe you had a gut feeling that was the opposite, how did that turn out? Was it correct? Because that's how you can start to kind of look back and go, okay, I was right about that one. Yeah, I was right about that one too. That one, not so much. What went wrong there? And part of being able to develop that accuracy over time in trusting ourselves is to be able to go back and check. And part of it is listening to the body and trusting that what the body is telling us is real. And being able to distinguish what we're doing here, distinguishing between a low-level anxiety and intuition that can help us. If we're anxious all the time, like if we commonly feel anxiety, there's a lot of noise, and it might actually be harder to hear those quiet whispers of intuition. And so it's very helpful to start working on nervous system regulation. It's very helpful to start to calm down the body and calm down that noise, so that we can really listen to ourselves and get good information from the body. For myself, I noticed as I did more nervous system regulation over the years, I became more intuitive and tapped into the quiet voice in the back of my head that was giving me good information, right? It's listening to what is true for you. And we're kind of taught to ignore that, unfortunately, in our society. We're not always taught to listen to your intuition as we're growing up, right? A lot of people they're told to do it the way that society tells them to do it. They're told to follow directions, whatever it is, to trust an external authority. And so a lot of times we don't learn to tap into our own internal authority, and that's actually to our own detriment. And so being able to trust yourself is so, so important. You can learn to build that self-trust over time. So the more that you practice kind of tuning into that without rushing through it, the more that you can build that trust, and the clearer those signals will become. And you can also do journaling for this, so you can write down things that have happened in the past and then how it turned out. Was it accurate? Another way to do this is to do a lot of meditation and visualization. So guided meditations are great for this. It's helping you get more in touch with your subconscious mind. Dream work, like thinking back and remembering your dreams and writing them down, because a lot of times dreams are our subconscious's way of giving us information. So that can be very helpful as well. And nervous system regulation, because like I said, you want to quiet the nervous system so that you can really hear that information for yourself. And this process, it can take a little time. It's not going to be immediate as you learn to trust your intuition more and quiet down those old anxieties. But it is a process that's worth pursuing because it's extremely valuable. Once you gain that insight and you learn to trust yourself, it's extremely valuable. And it will really serve you in the world today and in your relationships. So even if you've questioned yourself in the past, it is possible to rebuild trust in your own internal signals. And that clarity doesn't always come immediately, but with practice, it can build and grow, and you can become much more clear and much more in tune with your own intuition. So if you're working through any anxious patterns and you'd like support around that, my Secure Love Toolkit gives you a lot of grounded insight and information about how to navigate the dating process in a secure way where you learn to trust your intuition and regulate the nervous system and really determine what you want in a partnership and then how to attract that for yourself. And you can find the link for that in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you got something from it. Feel free to drop a comment because I read them and I really enjoy hearing what resonated for you. And I hope to see you in the next one. This is Kaylee Larkin, wishing you a beautiful relational journey.